In today's video, I'll explain to you why K-Nun and I Hate Dogs channel got it wrong. So, first we're going to look at pit bulls. A long time ago, K-Nun and I Hate Dogs came after me on YouTube, and they called me a bad faith actor. And so this is a little bit of an addressing of that, but I'm also going to address why their pushing for hatred of dogs is just lazy, ridiculous, and it also does not serve the movement. And let's pop over to a K-Nun channel real quick. But notice he's actually asking this question here: do we really want meaningful change? Of course, what he's doing is just whining and crying to get more people to comment and focus on his channel. But I'm going to answer this question too, and I don't believe that this channel right here really wants meaningful change. So, first we're going to talk about pit bulls, and this is going to illustrate my deeper point. So, pit bulls are the most abandoned in shelters. They're a significant portion of the dogs in shelters because of overpopulation, they say, breed-specific legislation, and negative stereotypes. So, I actually will agree with this part about negative stereotypes. Even though they're framing this incorrectly, even though they're lying to you by omission by saying this, the negative stereotype of a pit bull makes people want to help it. They see it as like, the underdog, the poor little baby. And that's not good. So let's look at something else about pit bulls. Guess what else, guys? They're becoming the most popular dog in the United States. Well, what the hell? The most hated dog, the dog that kills the most toddlers, the dog that kills the most other dogs, is becoming the most popular. Why is that? Because the more that you hate something without taking time to understand it, the more that you just focus on we need to hate, all you do is make the people that are doing the hated activity do more of it just to throw it in your face, just to get their dopamine. So, like I mentioned, pit bulls are considered one of the most hated dog breeds. A lot of people just flat out think every dog is great except for pit bulls, and it's hard to say that those people are wrong, because pit bulls do some of the most terrible stuff to people, and people just turn a blind eye to it. Yeah. So now let's read from some of the psychology information about this. Expressing hate for someone's opinion typically does not change their mind. Instead, it leads to defensiveness and conflict. A more effective approach is to engage in a respectful dialogue and seek to understand their perspective. We don't need to talk to dog owners, but once we understand their perspective, as it says right here, then we can actually start having meaningful change, as K-Nun asked in his video. You see, once we understand that dog owners are addicted to the dopamine that they get from looking at their dogs all day, then we can understand how to talk to them. We can understand how to make humanity great again instead of worshiping dogs. So, hatred of humanity is known as misanthropy. It leads the individuals to devalue humans. That's what this dog love is all about. It's devaluing humans. The more dogs there are, the more human problems we have. I've proven it in many of my videos. The states that have the worst problems with child abuse, missing children, sex trafficking, many of those states have the absolute most number of dogs in the state. You would think that if dogs are so great, then the states that have the most dogs would have all kinds of good stuff going on. Nope. The more that we see dog love, the more that we see misanthropes. They just hate their fellow humans all around because, dogs are better, dogs are more loyal. Those are just little slogans that your brain tells you to repeat on repeat inside of your head, because you're getting dopamine from looking at pictures of dogs, from petting your dog, from dumping all types of time and money into your dog. Your brain is making you a defensive person. It's making you a misanthrope, as it says right here. Um, but read this part too. It says misanthropes typically believe that these negative traits are widespread among people, which reinforces their their disdain for humanity as a whole. That's dog owners. If you say one negative thing about dogs, they'll sit there and say, see, dogs are better. Somebody out in society did something bad, and then they'll say, oh, see, a dog would never do that. My dog wouldn't do that. Typically the general attitude of most dog owners is that they hate humans, but they love dogs in some form or another. They'll even make thinly veiled death threats on social media. Oh, if that happened, I'd sick my dog on you. He won't put up with that. Always putting their dog up as better than humanity. And so the real solution here is not it's not this right here. It's not this bullshit. The world needs dog hate now. No. What we need is to quit being misanthropes. We need to make humans be good again. We need to bring the value back to the humans. Like any problem in society, guys, read this right here, misanthropes. It's just people that don't care about people. You talk about any problem, racism, family abuse, any type of thing in politics. It's all about people not caring about each other. So at the core, dog culture is just a bunch of misanthropes. And so going out of our way to hate them for their hobby, I mean, they've earned our hate, definitely, but that's just going to make them more misanthropes. The more that we say, we hate dogs, we hate dog poop, they're just going to get tougher and tougher and they're just going to get more powerful. It's a stupid way to treat the situation. As an example, here's just an internet search. These are searches from social media posts and articles. Some of these articles right here are from the government agencies. Dogs are better than humans. Dogs are better than humans. 40 reasons, 50 reasons, 20 ways, blah, 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 blah. All these people, they don't care about humans. They care about dogs. And so the way to push dog culture back down to where it belongs is to celebrate each other. Make humans have a value again. It's like it says right here, devalue. It leads individuals to devalue humans. At the core of this, we're just devaluing humans. Going out of our way to hate dog owners is not. It's not going to cause us to value humans. It's just going to cause the dog owners to sink deeper into their psychosis, their stupidity. They're going to say, "See, they hate us. They hate us. They hate dogs. So let's rescue more dogs." It's just like my pit bull example, guys. Pit bulls. Let's go back to the pit bull lookup. The most abandoned breed in the shelters, right? Well, everybody sees that. They see it on social media. The shelter workers see the picture of the pit bull. He looks all sad, and then they'll say, "Oh my God, somebody hated this dog. Somebody hated on this poor dog. It's those dog haters. Let's adopt it." Next thing you know, their toddler's dead. And the pit bull example is just like the most perfect one. The more that we hate something, the more we give power to it. Especially in our society right now, with the low testosterone, everybody wants to be a mommy. And so who do they want a mommy? Who do they want to be a mommy for? Yeah, a dog. The poor little dog. He was hated so much. Now let's save him. Yeah. Here's a little short summary of what I'm talking about with the hate. Some people expect others to share their dislikes because expressing aversions can be a bond and establish identity. Well, see, that's what Kanan is doing. He wants everybody to hate dogs at his level so he can fit in and be the most popular. But dog owners are going to do that too. Dog owners are always defending other people's dogs on social media. They're always trying to identify with the dog owning people. And so the more that we express our hatred towards dogs, the more that they're going to do this right here. The more that they're going to do this. See the blue highlight? They're going to see anybody that doesn't own a dog as a target or a rival. And the way that they're going to make themselves feel better is to spend more money, more time on dogs so that they can, shore themselves up against those darn dog haters. We'll save you, little doggy. We'll you're we have a common target, a common rival. It's me and my dogs versus all the dog haters. Even though I'm broke, even though my social security check, half of it goes to my dog. Yeah, the dog ownership itself is like this unknown social group, just because they see dogs as a hated thing and they think they're going to fix the dog by adopting it or spending money on it, etc. And hating itself is a form of scolding. Like we're going to scold those dog owners into behaving properly. They don't care. They don't care. I mean, the dog could knock over their $40 prime rib steak dinner and shit all over their couch and bite their toddler, and the toddler has to go to the emergency room. And you could scold them for their decision to own a dog. They wouldn't give a shit. They don't they don't care. That's just where we are in society. But as we know, scolding is not effective. It leads to defensiveness and resistance. Have you ever scolded a dog owner, just outright said something? What do? Exactly, guys. Defensiveness and resistance. Yeah, so this is scolding is not the best thing. If your movement is serious, the best thing to do is make humans great again. Bring back humanity, bring back touch, human connection, time together. That's going to be what pushes dogs out, bringing humans back into value. What I was talking about with the social groups before, scolding can also create a sense of collective punishment. So, for example, if a dog owner sees another dog owner rough handle a dog, jerk him around with the leash, in their mind, their dog is being hurt too. And so they're going to take the picture of that dog owner and put it all over the internet. This guy's a dog abuser. Throw him in jail. Ban him from owning dogs. Despite not knowing anything about what could have happened. Maybe the dog just attacked somebody and he has to be rough with the dog to get the dog back into the kennel or something. But this thing about collective punishment is very valid. Any dog owner that sees somebody else speak the truth about dogs, they automatically take it personally. They take it like collective punishment. And like we looked at before, this creates, look at this, defensiveness. Yeah, and it does not encourage positive change. Yeah. So no, Canaan, I hate dogs, that whole movement of just focusing on waiting for stuff to hate, you know, we've been using that ever since the I Hate Dogs channel has started, and dog culture has got worse since I Hate Dog Culture or I Hate Dogs channel has started. So, needing hatred now more than ever, that's just bullshit. That's just somebody that wants to get your attention and be Kanan, in my opinion, wants dog hate to be there so he can feel valid and important. And let's just not even talk about dogs for a minute. This whole concept of solving a problem by hating the problem, that's just bullshit. Look at this. The way a person does one thing is the way that they do everything. Can you imagine in your life when it was time to solve a problem if you just hated it? It's like, oh, I got athlete's foot. I hate athlete's foot. I'm going to do a YouTube video about it. Do you guys have athlete's foot? Oh, it stinks so much. I hate it. I hate it. Why don't you figure out why you're getting athlete's foot? Do you need to change your socks? Could it be your diet? Maybe a hormone change. There could be many, many reasons to understand where athlete's foot comes from and all that kind of stuff, and you could solve the problem. Sitting there like hating on it is not going to solve the problem. It's like if you gained a bunch of weight and you want to lose some weight. Oh, I hate myself. I hate that I'm so fat. I just hate being fat. Oh my God, I can't do anything. I'm so fat. Hating on a problem is not going to fix it. And so promoting, for Kanan to promote hating dogs as a way to solve a problem, people that adopt that mentality, they're going to adopt it at other places in their life, and it's just simply going to be bad for them. It's simply psychologically proven the human brain cannot work that way, and solving problems like that will never work. It will just keep the problem there because you love to hate the problem. Kanan loves to hate dogs, and so he wants more people to hate dogs. But that's just stupid. in order to hate dogs, dogs have to be doing bad stuff. If you run the equation backwards, Kanan wants dogs to be doing hateful stuff so that he can hate them. It's complete illogical way of thinking. It's a complete illogical way of solving problems. And the way a person does one thing is the way they will do everything. Something comes along that they don't like, instead of looking deeper and stepping back, they're just going to be like, I hate it, and we all need to hate it, and you better hate it too. Here's one of my examples. We're over at the I Hate Dogs live stream channel, and this channel has been around, as you can see down here, since 2018. And he just has videos going on and on about dog attacks. If it wasn't for these dog attacks, he wouldn't have all these donation links. Give me some money, give me some money. He relies on dog hate for a portion of his income. And he's been gathering dog haters for a long time. And what meaningful change has this channel done? Has he opened anybody's eyes to head forward posture, extra CO2, the taxpayer expense of dogs? I don't think he has. And I'm legitimately asking that question too. If you're on his channel and you used to be a dog lover and he woke you up, throw your story in the comments. But this channel right here is one of the channels that has told me that I'm not allowed to talk about politics on my channel, and I'm not allowed to talk about this and that. This channel basically just wants you to hate dogs, and I don't see any kind of meaningful thing going on with it. The more we just simply hate dogs just for the sake of hating dogs, the more powerful that dog culture and dog owners get. So there you go. That's been our look at why simply hating a group or hating a problem does nothing to fix it and actually makes it more powerful. So, do you want meaningful change? Yeah, I don't know. This weird video with a long intro about something. He says he saw a dog owner doing something gross. I saw a dog owner do something disgusting. You see, he needs to constantly be seeing disgusting things so he can go on here and talk about it. That doesn't end the disgusting thing. That puts him in an equation where he needs to constantly be disgusted. He needs to constantly be hating on something, and he needs you to hate that thing with him. If that thing goes away, he won't have anything to hate. But hating on it just makes it more powerful. It's a failed equation, and that's why the K9 channel and the I Hate Dogs channel, that's why I don't respect them, and that's why when they called me a bad actor a long time ago, I really started thinking about all this, and I think that they are the bad actors, and I think they are the ones that keep us divided and keep us not looking at the real core of dog culture. It's all about being a misanthrope. It's about hating humans, and so we just need to make humans great again, and that will slowly push out dogs. What do you guys think? Do you think that's the best answer? See you later.